As a man grows older, life leaves its mark on him. By the time you reach your 40s, 50s, or even 60s, you've experienced victories and failures, heartbreaks and achievements. You've gained lessons through years of real-world challenges that no shortcut can provide. Suddenly, something awakens inside you. You feel alive again. The excitement returns. The future seems brighter, and for a moment you're reminded of the younger version of yourself, the man who once viewed life as a landscape of endless possibilities. But this is exactly where many men begin making mistakes that quietly destroy the very connection they hope to build. When an older man becomes deeply attracted to a younger woman, he often starts abandoning the qualities that made him valuable in the first place. Instead of appreciating the wisdom and strength he has developed through decades of experience, he begins questioning his worth. He starts adapting himself to fit into her world. He changes how he speaks. He alters his behavior. He suppresses parts of his identity in an attempt to seem more appealing. Little by little, he drifts away from the man he has spent years becoming. And the moment that happens, the dynamic changes. Rather than seeing a confident and centered man, she begins seeing someone seeking approval, someone who appears uncertain, someone trying too hard. Attraction fades, not because of his age, but because he abandoned his authenticity. This discussion is not about whether relationships between older men and younger women can succeed. They absolutely can. The issue is whether you can remain grounded while pursuing that connection. Your self-respect, identity, and inner stability must never be sacrificed for attraction. A disciplined man remains centered regardless of who enters his life. He does not chase. He does not lose himself. He moves with intention. The principles we're about to discuss are not simply dating advice. They are lessons designed to help you preserve your dignity and maintain the qualities that created attraction in the first place. The first principle is simple: never try to become her age. Many older men fall into this trap. They begin copying trends that don't suit them. They adopt behaviors that feel unnatural. They try to blend into a younger lifestyle as though they can erase the years behind them. But doing so weakens their greatest advantage. Authenticity cannot be faked. A younger woman can immediately sense when a man is pretending. Forced behavior creates discomfort because it lacks confidence. Your age is not your disadvantage. It is your strength. You have endured setbacks, recovered from failures, and learned lessons that only time can teach. Those experiences create depth. They create presence. They create calm confidence. A younger woman doesn't need another young man. What often attracts her is the maturity, stability, and emotional control she may not regularly encounter. Remain rooted in who you are. The more comfortable you become with your own identity, the more naturally attractive you become. The second principle is equally important. Do not become her emotional dumping ground. Many men step into this role without realizing it. She starts sharing her struggles. She discusses her fears, frustrations, and past experiences. You listen attentively because you care. At first, this feels like closeness. But there is a difference between emotional connection and emotional dependency. A strong man can listen without carrying every burden placed on his shoulders. He does not feel responsible for solving every problem. He does not sacrifice his own peace trying to rescue someone from theirs. When she experiences emotional turbulence, remain calm. Be supportive without becoming responsible. The moment you transform into her therapist, counselor, or father figure, the romantic dynamic begins to disappear. Respect remains. Attraction often does not. The third mistake is seeking validation. This is one of the quickest ways to undermine your value. You begin waiting anxiously for messages. You become overly concerned about her opinions. You adjust your behavior simply to gain approval. Slowly, your confidence becomes dependent upon her responses. And when that happens, you surrender your power. A man who understands his value does not need constant reassurance. He appreciates himself regardless of external validation. If she responds slowly, he remains focused on his own purpose. If she becomes distant, he does not panic. His emotional state is not controlled by someone else's attention. That inner security creates attraction because it communicates strength. The fourth principle is never trying too hard to impress her. Many men become performers. They overanalyze every conversation. They attempt to create perfect moments. They constantly search for ways to prove their worth. But confidence doesn't require proof. A truly grounded man doesn't perform. He leads. He makes decisions without excessive hesitation. He speaks honestly. He remains relaxed even when situations don't unfold perfectly. Leadership is not loud. It is quiet certainty. When you know who you are, there is no need to convince anyone. People naturally feel it. The fifth principle is avoiding fantasies about the future. This mistake catches many men by surprise. A younger woman shows interest, and suddenly he begins imagining years ahead. He envisions future vacations, family gatherings, and a life together before a genuine relationship has even formed. The problem with fantasy is that it blinds judgment. You stop seeing reality clearly. You ignore warning signs. You overlook incompatibilities. You become attached to an imagined future rather than the present moment. The Stoic approach is different. Stay grounded in what exists today. Allow the relationship to develop naturally. Enjoy the connection without demanding a specific outcome. If it grows, wonderful. If it doesn't, your peace remains intact. Patience protects clarity. The final principle is the most important of all. Never forget who you are. This principle supports every other lesson. One of the greatest gifts of age is self-awareness. You know your strengths. You understand your weaknesses. You recognize what deserves your energy and what does not. Yet, when attraction enters the picture, doubt often follows. You question your desirability. You wonder whether you still matter. You compare yourself to younger men. And in doing so, you begin losing the confidence that made you attractive in the first place. Remember this: you are not fortunate simply because she noticed you. Your attention also has value. You have built a life. You have survived hardships. You possess wisdom earned through experience. Those qualities cannot be purchased, copied, or rushed. The moment you truly understand that, everything changes. You stop chasing. You stop performing. You stop seeking approval. Instead, you simply become yourself. And there is tremendous power in that. The Stoics taught that peace comes from remaining faithful to your own nature. Your age is not something to hide. It is a foundation built through years of growth and experience. The moment you abandon that foundation, you weaken yourself. But when you stand firmly in who you are, you become far more attractive than any man pretending to be someone else. Hold your ground. Stay centered. Trust the value you have earned through life's journey. And never forget the man you have become.